Hello everyone. We're going to discuss about the classification of matter. First of all, what is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. Matter can also be classified as a pure substance or a mixture.
A pure substance is a matter that has a distinct properties and a composition that doesn't vary from sample to sample. Pure substance is a particular kind of matter with a definite and fixed composition. The water, an ordinary table salt, sodium chloride, and the primary components of seawater are examples of pure substance. There are two types of pure substance, the element and the compound.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Carriazo and I'm going to discuss about element. So, element is a substance whose atoms all have the same number of protons. Another way of saying this is that all of a particular elements have the same atomic numbers. So, elements are chemically the simplest substances and hence cannot be broken down using chemical reactions. Elements is divided into three groups: the metals, nonmetals, and the metalloids. First one is metal. Metals are usually shiny, very dense, and only melt at high temperatures, and most elements are metals. Their shape can be easily changed into thin wires or sheets without breaking. The color of metals in the periodic table is green. Next is the non-metals. On the right side of the periodic table, we can see the color orange. Their surface is dull and they don't conduct heat and electricity. As compared to metals, they have low density and will melt at low temperatures. The shape of non-metals cannot be changed easily because they are brittle and will break. Lastly is the metalloids. Elements that have properties of both metals and non-metals are called metalloids. They can be shiny or dull, and their shape is easily changed. Electricity and heat can travel through metalloids but not as easily as they travel through metals. Metalloids is the color blue at the periodic table. So that's all about elements and the three groups: metals, metalloids, and the non-metals. So thank you.
Compound is a distinct substances that contains two or more elements, chemical combined in a definite proportion by mass. These are the examples of compound. Sodium plus chlorine equals salt. Carbon dioxide plus oxygen is carbon dioxide. Hydrogen plus oxygen is water. Then the last, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and oxygen is carbonate.
Mixtures. Most of the matter we encounter consists of mixtures of different substances. Each substance in the mixtures retain its own properties, whereas pure substances have fixed compositions. The composition of mixture can vary. A cup of sweetened coffee, for example, can have a little sugar or a lot. The substances making up a mixture, such as the sugar and the water, are called components of the mixture. There are two types of mixture: the homogeneous and the heterogeneous mixture.
Homogeneous is one in which the composition of its constituents are uniformly mixed throughout. A homogeneous mixture in which a substance, the solute, dissolves completely in another substance. the solvent may also be called a solution. Usually, the solvent is a liquid. However, the solute can be either a liquid, solid, or a gas. In homogeneous solution, the particles of solute are spread evenly among and in extremely solvent particles. Small particles of solute cannot be separated from the solvent by filtration through filter paper because the spaces between paper fibers are much greater than the size of solute and solvent particles. Other examples of homogeneous mixtures include sugar plus water, which is mixture of sucrose and water, and gasoline, which is a mixture of dozens of compounds.
What is heterogeneous mixture? Heterogeneous mixture is a non-uniform mixture in which the components separate and the composition varies. Unlike the homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture can be separated through physical process. An example of physical process used is filtration, which can easily separate the sand from the water in a sand-water mixture by using filter paper. Some more examples of a heterogeneous mixture include salad dressing, rocks, and oil, and water mixture. Heterogeneous mixture involving at least one fluid are also called suspension mixture. And separately, if they are left standing long enough, consider the idea of mixing oil and water together, regardless of the amount of time spent shaking the two together. Eventually, oil and water mixture will separate with the oil rising to the top of the mixture due to its lower density. So, papaano yon? Ganito ang example. This is water and this is the oil. When you put together, mix it together, put it together. Then, shake it, more shake it and shake it. Then, still, you can see the oil on the top of the water. That's what we call heterogeneous mixture. Nakikita pa rin. Hindi sila nagsasama. Still, humihiwalay ang oil to the water.